Alright, so here's an idea for a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I really haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. Like, I haven't really mapped out like any major talking points. So I may seem like I'm just gonna like sort of be just kind of spieling randomly, which is exactly what I'm doing. But basically, you know me, I'm a guy, I'm about low culture, I'm about high culture. But more than anything, I'm about stuff that's of substance. Something that actually has some sort of legitimate social commentary on the world around us. Now, I will be willing to admit that in the past there have been some very, very, very good comic book inspired movies. In fact, two of my all-time favorite movies are based on actual comic books. Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi, which to me is still the best superhero movie ever made, and Persepolis, which is an animated movie based on the graphic novel about life during the Iranian Revolution. So, I mean, I can admit there's a possibility that comic book style movies, particularly superhero movies, can be very, very, very good. Teetering on great, but I don't think that structurally there can ever actually be something that is a quote-unquote great superhero movie. I mean, it can be a great superhero movie as a genre standalone, but, we actually put it in the bigger oeuvre of film. When you stack it up, against the really, big, looming Leviathan works, the huge movies, your Kobayashi's The Human Condition, Showa, the work of Kurosawa and Bergman and Fellini, I mean, they just don't stack up. It's not even in the same category. You can't consider them, equals in really any way, shape, or form. And I think what we're kind of seeing with the rise of the superhero film, and it's been going on since, 2002, this absolute deluge. Well, the thing is, now we've got to a point where these movies, they're so expensive, and they have so much marketing behind them, and, they're just really successful. If you put one out, you're going to get $200 million by the time the month is over, unless it's called the Fantastic Four. That, we're seeing these Hollywood studios do nothing but just churn out more and more and more superhero movies. And, looking at 2016 alone, you've got, another X-Men, you got Batman vs Superman, you got another Captain America, you got another Thor, you got Suicide Squad, you got Deadpool, you got all this stuff. And frankly, I'm just getting tired of it. I mean, they're the same thing over and over and over again. Going back to Birdman, they're just a bunch of really just expensive CGI apocalypse porn. And the fact of the matter is, they all follow the exact same storyline, and I'm just completely bored with it. I don't care, how many characters you stuff into a movie. It's still the exact same plot. You have a bunch of ragtag people who are chasing down some really hyper-powerful object, and then somebody gets a hold of it, and all of humanity is doomed. And you have your big, sprawling, 40-minute-long conclusion where everything explodes, and the heroes save the day, but they don't save the day completely, conveniently setting the stage for another damn sequel. This has been going, that's every superhero movie that comes out. And of course, they fluctuate in quality. I mean, some are pretty good, some pretty bad, but most are just mediocre. And I think the movies that are coming out next year are definitely skewing more towards mediocre. The entire idea is these films are not designed to be great. They are commodities. They are designed to sell tickets, not to express truths about the human condition. These movies, for better or for worse, are basically 90-minute long toy commercials. Now, of course, they're not just targeting, teens and children, even though that is a huge, marketing space. I mean, it's really kind of skewing towards the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, basically the mid-chill, because that's pretty much half the sales. It's got parents taking their kids to go see it, and then all the college kids and post-college kids are into cosplaying and all that other dorky stuff going out, and, spending all this money to go see things in IMAX. Now, I really can't give you a complete philosophical breakdown of what makes superhero movies less than artistic, but I'll just come out and say a couple of things. When you look at great art, and especially great films, they're not about our strengths. They're about our weaknesses, our moments where we feel the least powerful. moment where we feel as if things are completely out of our control, the moments where we just feel like we're not up to the challenge. I mean, you look at the work of Bergman, Kurosawa, even to a certain extent some of Scorsese's works. They're all about people being disempowered. And of course, not even, counting films like Burn and The Battle of Algiers, The Bicycle Thief, all the post-neo-realist stuff, which is completely about not being powerful whatsoever. So what these movies do is they sort of play into our power fantasies. These are movies that make us relate not to real-life human characters, but to these God-men. And they're God-men because they have superpowers and they can't be killed, and they live inside high-tech robots, or they're like Batman and they have a whole bunch of money and all these weapons. And it's basically making these people into guys that are not really human beings. They're above human beings. They're post-mortals. And because of that, they don't have to worry about mere human problems like, working or taking care of their children or, paying the bills because they're too busy, being funded by some secret government project to go out and fight aliens. Which I guess can be construed as metaphorical to some extent, but by and large, that's just not what we're getting. I mean, you go and you watch a movie like The Avengers, it's not really political at all. It's just slam, bang, explosion, CGI, toy commercial, go watch the next movie, here's Thanos. Whoop-de-doo. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just, hey, look at all these characters we can sell, Wii mini figurines for, or t-shirts at Target. I mean, they're just shameless consumer goods now. That's all they are, is just a catalyst to go out and mass market things, to go over there and crank up a workshop in China, to get more toys and t-shirts and clothing and really dumb apparel and all these coolers and all the sort of bric-a-brac and board games. Get out there. And of course, Disney is driving this because they own Marvel and Star Wars, and they are pretty much the epitome of the mass consumption entertainment complex. But you also have the DC thing going on with, the new Batman vs Superman movie and Suicide Squad, where they're trying to do their own gigantic, mega huge Avengers style thing, which will be a disaster because the director's really not good and the characters are stupid and they take themselves way too seriously. Now, these things are going to be lucrative. They're going to keep selling money, people are going to keep buying tickets. But the thing is, for every action, there is an equal yet opposite reaction. Every time we go out and we pay money to go see this really substandard Avengers, Batman, whatever stuff, that means that film studios are going to finance one less movie that's actually good. Even look at the Oscar bait this year, it's a really, really shallow field compared to other years. And that's because studios are basically just putting all their money in these gigantic blockbusters. I mean, even this fall, you got the Hunger Games, you got Star Wars, and there's really not a whole lot of room for anything else. So you're seeing a lot of movies that I think in the past have been Oscar caliber being relegated to Netflix. I mean, you got the next Spike Lee movie coming out. It's not even coming out in theaters, it's coming out on Amazon Direct, which I think kind of gives you an idea of what's kind of going on in the general cultural climate. But like I said, I mean, there can be good, entertaining superhero movies. The first Burton Batman movie I thought was entertaining. The Dark Knight I thought was entertaining, although wildly, wildly overrated. The first two Donner Superman movies were really entertaining, and I'm sure you can go through the gamut and pick a whole bunch of more recent Marvel and DC offerings and say the same thing there. But just in general terms, I mean, Daredevil is not a good movie. The Fantastic Four is certainly not a good movie. Green Lantern, all this stuff, not good movies. And we're seeing it on TV too, but frankly I don't care about TV because TV is basically just meant to sell advertisements anyway, so it's not really trying to pose as a legitimate art anyway. But you look at all these movies and these characters, and the quality of the comic movies over the last couple of years, I think it's been on a general downturn. I mean, going back, to The Dark Knight Rises and the Avengers, and just seeing movies keep going, lesser and lesser quality. But it kind of hit the apex where you just like churn them out. Don't even really need a plotting run, have to be good. Just introduce more characters, sell more Halloween costumes, keep moving along. And don't try to tell me this stuff like the Netflix stuff like Daredevil and Jennifer Jones or whatever that show's called is about, or Jessica Jones, I think is what it's called, is about human weakness. It's not. It's just a bunch of stupid, metaphysical, supernatural claptrap. It's not My Dinner with Andre. It's not Hannah and her sisters. It's not Out of Africa. It's not rooted in reality whatsoever, which I think is probably the big problem. I think right now in our social climate, there is such an opportunity for films to kind of go out there and actually make some legitimately important political statements. And I think that we're actually kind of starting to see the turnaround of this, the end of the superhero genre as a whole. And I can blame that on, well, not blame, I can actually sort of cast that on two films that came out earlier this year. American Sniper and Straight Outta Compton, which are both really good, but also rooted in reality. They weren't about superheroes, they were about actual people. Actual people who were mortal with failings, who were come together from circumstance, who rose to circumstances of power through really humble and sort of auspicious beginnings. Which is the exact opposite of the superhero genre, which is all about people getting bitten by radioactive things and getting government spacesuits and all these other things that are completely not associated with reality as we know it. And I think the end dividend is, you keep putting this stuff out there. The consequence is we're just not going to get really integral movies anymore. I mean, we've already seen how many damn Alvin and the Chipmunk sequels. We're seeing the Smurfs 3. We're seeing all these just crappy, hackneyed, paint by numbers, mass-produced baker's dozen movies coming out. And the thing is, if people keep buying tickets, Hollywood is going to keep making them. They're not going to take chances. If we're going to see Star Wars make a lot of money, and it will, if we're going to see the Hunger Games make a lot of money, and it will, we're going to be seeing just more and more really stupid, to be frank, fantasy productions. We're not going to get Taxi Driver. We're not going to get Seven Samurai. We're not going to get Persona. We're not going to get all the great Woody Allen movies. Because they're going to be relegated to like the really crappy theaters, like in the scummy part of town, if you're lucky. And the thing is, you look around, there are so many great movies that came out this year. You saw something like Gangs of Wasseypur, which is the great Indian movie, which is like the best gang drama to come out since Gangs in New York. You see it with stuff like Love, the new movie from Gaspar Noé, which is absolutely brilliant and totally adult. You see it in documentaries, some movies like Best of Enemies. You see it in movies like Champs. You see it in movies like Red Army. These really, really great portraits of the human condition. And the fact of the matter is, when you're doing superhero movies, you don't get a look at the human condition because you're doing a pastiche of what it means to be human. You're getting a pastiche of the human condition. You're getting superhumans. You're getting the Nietzschean Übermensch. And not only can you not relate to it, you really can't enjoy it. I mean, you never really feel like these guys are in jeopardy, even though they do get Joss Whedon every now and then. You're just watching it for the special effects. Things will explode, more exposition. They have a whole bunch of, melodrama to make it seem like it's more adult than it actually is. More stuff blows up, somebody dies, credits, post-credit sequence, here comes another sequel. That's it. It's a commodity. It's not even close to being an art form anymore. And like I said, they could be remotely enjoyable. Some of them are, most of them aren't. But like I said, you keep supporting this, that's all you're going to get. So my advice to you, these movies that come out, if you want to go see them, fine, go see them, but then turn around, go to your indie theater. Go see one of these movies that's being made by, a no-name director. Go out and see an independent film, a foreign film. One of these movies that's actually made by someone trying to tell a story to get an actual socio-culturally relevant point across. Go out and do that. At least balance out the equation. Or better yet, just go out and tour in all these superhero movies. That's probably an even better way to do it. Don't watch it, make sure the Hollywood studios don't make any money, and then complain about it online. That's the best policy. Actually, that's not, because that's a violation of copyright, which you should never do. Wink, wink. So yeah, basically, I know it's kind of railed on and on for, 14 minutes now. But just my general thoughts. Superhero movies, they're really passe at this point. They've run their course. I'm not enjoying them. They've really hit their apex. They're not doing anything new. They're just commodities. And frankly, I can't wait for this whole trend to finally die as it should have about 5 years ago. Cut. Print. Conclusion.